The Crystal Crown has been out for a couple weeks now, but I just finished it. Since that's the case, this review will have some very light spoilers in it. I won't give away full plot details, but I stray a little closer into that territory than I normally would, so be warned. In short, I thought The Crystal Crown was okay. Good, but not great. I really liked it in the first half, but the second half didn't hold my attention quite as much. Its biggest strengths were the characters. I liked all of them, but predictably, Jecki and Jord were the standouts. We didn't get a ton of time with them in the Acolyte before they were killed off, and actually getting to read their inner thoughts was great. I think Tessa Gratton wrote them very well and nailed their voices. I feel like I understand them both even better. Jecki was fun to read, and I wound up relating to Jord even more. I was already part of the Jord Horde, but getting to see beyond his critical and serious exterior was one of my favorite aspects of the book. Seeing that he was worried about how he came across to other people, wondering if he truly was as insufferable as Jecki acted like he was, seeing his anxiety at being flirted with, I liked all of that. We also get some limited time with Sol and Jord's master, but most of the other characters were from a new planet called Selene. It's a world that's considering joining the Republic, but worries they would be compromising their culture, values, and identity if they did. The Jedi are there to help find a better understanding of one another and ensure they can coexist. I thought this was a great backdrop for the journeys of Jecki and Jord. They have to learn to get along and find middle ground as friends, or at least peers, which is a micro-version of two entire cultures or governments attempting to do the same thing. So the two main themes wind up being around finding understanding and identity. The Silenese characters were very interesting, and this planet and its people and culture were all created for this book. They have a long history of ritual combat and violence to choose their leaders and make planet-wide decisions, which is the polar opposite of what the Jedi represent. The Jedi always strive for peace and diplomacy, but how do you act diplomatically with a society that's built around violence? I thought that was an interesting topic to explore, and of course the Silenese would be worried the Republic might want to strip away that part of their identity. To make those identity struggles personal, we meet Cetia, Ross, and Leo Graff. Ross is a Silenese whose gender identity changes throughout the book. One day they prefer to use he/him pronouns, and on another uses she/her. The preference is signaled by the way they dress or decorate their horns that grow on the Silenese people, and everyone simply understands. Jecki has a moment of confusion and then understanding I liked a lot, showing a little bit of ignorance on her part, but never judgment. Leo Graff is a human that grew up on Selene and completely sees themselves as Silenese. In theory, the people of Selene accept outsiders into their culture, but in practice, it's not always that simple. I liked Leo's drive to prove their value and have their own identity accepted by the people they respect. Theirs is a cautionary tale about the lengths someone might go to force that acceptance if it isn't given freely. The plot of the book is about Jord and Jecki joining a big ritual that happens every few years called the Convocation. It's a series of fights and challenges meant to find the leaders of the next generation. They used to be highly lethal, but now fights are simply until first blood, and any outsider is welcome to take part. The Crystal Crown has been very publicly referred to as Star Wars meets Hunger Games, and I can definitely understand the comparison. And the pacing of the book in the first half really worked for me. Jecki and Jord get into the Convocation quicker than I expected. They meet the other characters and form friendships, and everything was clipping right along. The book did start to lose me a bit in the second half. Obviously, not everything is going to go well in a book like this. Something is going to happen to make everything fall apart, but everything was pretty smooth sailing. It's already hard to build tension when you know the two main characters are going to survive the story. Cetia, Ross, and Leo were all highly capable as well. I never felt worried about the group in any situation. The chief conflict was more about Jecki and Jord's discomfort at the time or two when they thought the violence went too far, but they seem to get over it quickly every time. There are teases at something more happening, but things don't really go wrong until close to the end of the book. Pacing-wise, I just prefer more intensity throughout. I thought one of the contestants would start breaking the rules and killing other competitors in the Convocation, but things never seemed that dire, and even at the end, the villain wasn't all that villainous. I guess I just wish there was a little more conflict. And I say this all the time, but my favorite Star Wars books tend to be ones with larger casts that hop around the galaxy. I knew Crystal Crown wasn't going to be that as I went in, and honestly, the characters and setting were strong enough that I didn't mind. And I truly enjoyed Tessa Gratton's writing. What the Crystal Crown really did was make me want a young adult series about growing up as a Jedi. Let's follow a group of Padawans from the time they're all chosen by their masters up until they're knighted. Seeing the inner thoughts of Jeki and Yord made it clear there are so many relatable ideas to explore in that setting, especially during peacetime. Infatuation, second-guessing yourself, feelings of shame and insecurity, worries you're not living up to what your parental figures expect from you. And then near the end of this hypothetical series, some of the characters could get knighted while others struggle. There could be feelings of resentment and jealousy. It's all very real-world stuff, but it can be made very Star Warsy, and we can explore the Jedi Temple more. I had these same thoughts way back in 2019 with Dooku Jedi Lost, and we got scenes of Sifo Dyas and Dooku sneaking around the Jedi Temple as younglings. I think a series like that would be very interesting, and I think Tessa Gratton would knock it out of the park. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Crystal Crown. If you're a fan of the Acolyte and you're looking for more of those characters, I think this is an easy recommendation. It'll definitely make you sadder for Jeki and Yord, and I'm glad to have gained even more understanding of their characters. If you're a High Republic fan and you're sad the publishing initiative is over, the Crystal Crown isn't as connected to it as Wayseeker was. It's far more connected to the Acolyte, which makes sense, but there are some fun links back to the events of those books and comics. If you weren't a fan of the Acolyte or the High Republic, I don't know that you'll get as much out of the Crystal Crown. So that's it for today. If you've already read the book, I'd love to hear what you think of it in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on our socials, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.